Hello there. What's going on, everyone? We are getting some new product announcements February 11th. That is going to be Tuesday for Star Wars Legion. We're going to talk about this, speculate on what they could be. Also do want to remind you guys there's still time left to enter to win the giveaway for a $25 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos letting me know what do you think is most likely to be announced. What do you want to see most in Star Wars Legion? It can be either what you want to see or what you think is more likely to show up first. Because I think there's like when we ask that question, like what do I really want or what do I think is most likely, sometimes there's some delineation between those two. So what do we got coming? Well, 4 new product announcements. Now that's a strange number because there have recently been some leaks. There have been some leaks, or I'll call them rumors for right now because they're not confirmed. But they certainly look pretty legit. Things that that were going to distributors and kind of retailers buying shipment lists with product numbers and all of this stuff. And also, I kind of am leaning towards the idea that it's probably stuff that's actually going to be coming, but because it's not everything. It's not like the dream team. It's not like everything that I would want. It's more in line with the way they tend to release stuff, where they kind of space things out. Like, you're going to get like something that you really want, and other things that like, well, maybe I could have waited on that. Like Padme Amidala was one of the things that was leaked, and I'm like, I could have gone my entire life without getting a Padme mini for Star Wars Legion. But and that's really just because I disagree with, she's a senator, she's not supposed to be sneaking off into battles and getting herself in trouble. Like, she does that like every single episode she's in the Clone Wars. She's getting herself into trouble. And I'm like, do your job, please. You're supposed to be making votes and doing documentation. You're not supposed to be sneaking off with a pistol and R2-D2 to go get in trouble and Anakin has to save you. But before I go off on a side note, like, there's a whole book about that. It drives me crazy. And, well, there's actually multiple books about that, come to think of it, in the new canon. Anyway, but yeah, so that's there's a lot of stuff that was leaked out. It was Padme and Cad Bane, and there was STAPs and ATRTs for Republic, and there was Inferno Squad, and the Clan Ren, and I'm like, wow, that's an awful lot of cool stuff. And I believe there was also ARC Troopers and Droid Commandos, which were also, all of that stuff was leaked. 8 total expansions were leaked. Now here's the thing: they said they're going to preview 4. They're going to have 4 new product announcements. So what could they be? Well, I think 4 is an interesting number because the old factions have 2. The new factions have 6. So where do they get 4 from? Well, they said it's going to be 4 new things, and they're going to have some really cool new options for the Republic and for the Separatists. Now, that doesn't mean that it's only Republic and Separatists. It could be, 1 per faction, but that doesn't really synergize because unless it's 4 new special forces, and it's but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to get something that the factions need. I think the 4 that they're going to show us are, if they are directly from these leaks. They may not be too. They could be 4 completely different things, and these leaks could turn out to be false. But if I had to bet on what they will announce, my guess, and again, we'll see if I'm right, because I may be wrong. I've been wrong so many times I can't even count. But I've been right sometimes too. And I'll give you my reasoning for what my guess is going to be. My guess is going to be Padme and Cad Bane, and also going to be ARC Troopers and Droid Commandos. Here's why. Cad Bane is almost certainly going to be an operative. Padme could go either way, but I think Padme will be an operative as well. Because, like I said, she's not supposed to be getting herself into trouble. She goes off and does her own thing and gets in trouble and then has to be rescued, right? So that's kind of more operative material than commander material, at least in my view, in the way that she was in like Throne Alliances and in that Handmaiden book. Like, she's like there's all these scenes of her like, I'll take this secret mission, and then like, no, we don't want you to take the secret mission. Oh, but she's already left. She's going out to Mustafar to ambush the droids. I'm like, why would she do that? And then she ends up in a prison cell and and picks the lock with the hairpin right when Anakin shows up to save her. But that's like operative style behavior, not like I'm going to lead a bunch of troops out to Mustafar to ambush the droids out there. So it's like, that's what I expect. I expect it's going to be 4 units that the factions kind of semi don't have. I say semi because the Republic does have an operative with R2-D2, but I think that's kind of a one-off. And there's certainly no synergy for it on the other side. So I think it's the most well-rounded to introduce, at least from a separatist perspective, new units that are all filling in blanks that the faction does not have. And that would be operative and special forces. Because obviously, ARC troopers and droid commandos are going to be special forces. If, of course, the leaks are true. I'm going to stop saying if the leaks are true right now because that's just the general preface to all of the discussion here. Of course, if the leaks aren't true, then it could totally be false. Could be even maybe the leaks were partially true. Maybe we get like Padme, but we don't get Cad Bane. It could be Padme and Asajj, or who knows. My point is, if there are 8 things coming very, very soon, I think those would be the 4 that they showcase. And then the next 4, if those leaks were all true, the next 4 could possibly be then Inferno Squad and Clan Ren, and then the supports, the STAP and the ATRT. That's possible. But then again, there's another format. And the reason why those could be later, because those are things they already have. Like even the Separatists and the Republic already have supports. And assuming that the STAPs and the ATRTs would be supports, well, then they already have supports, so it's not as crucial. It's cool, but it's not as vital right now in the infancy of these new factions. There's another way that they could go. And so that was option number 1. New releases, fill in the blanks. These are all things these factions don't have. The other way they could go is Padme and Cad Bane, ATRT, STAP. And the reason for that is then they have the next 4 to be all 4 special forces. Because again, we're going with the assumption that Clan Ren and Inferno Squad are special forces. If they are a unique squad, there's always that possibility there could be a new unit type altogether, like a hero unit, like an individual hero unit. Like that would actually be really cool. Which brings me to the next question. Do you think Legion is ready for a all new unit type in the form of like a hero unit? And what could that do if we had a hero unit type? Because again, I like to take these videos and just kind of like do a whole talking point, But yeah, do you think Legion is ready for a whole unit type? And I'll call it the hero unit because the hero unit might represent a band of people all grouped together. And the hero unit could have multiple named characters. It could be like Darth Vader and Grand Admiral Thrawn and Merrick Steele and or whatever, and Palpatine or something like the Dream Team or whatever. And could the hero unit just function as like a 350 point death squad, marching down, just mowing everything down, right? Like, would that be fun? Or it doesn't even have to be that. I mean, I think that particular unit would be that way, but let's dial it back a little bit. Let's bring it down to like Inferno Squad. Now, there was only 4 members of Inferno Squad, so like there was Sain Marana who died in the books. So I guess it depends on when if you're looking at before Battlefront 2 or after or beginning of Battlefront 2 moving forward. There's only so many. It's not like just this open squad that just has countless soldiers. So it's not like you can have generic. I don't think you can have generic Inferno Squad members, so you would have to have, Gideon Hask, and also, by the way, are you going to have Iden Versio included in Inferno Squad? Because she should be, but she's also coming out. We already know Iden Versio is coming out. So is Iden Versio going to not be in Inferno Squad? And then so how many are you going to even have in Inferno Squad? Now, Clan Ren, I think you have a lot more options with because you've got, a clan. You have a whole family there. So you can be like, oh, this generic person is cousin Duffy, or whatever. So, like, I guess you got the whole Visla, or House Visla, Clan Ren. I might be getting it slightly messed up. But, I mean, there were certain more notable characters. It really depends on how they do. I don't think Bo-Katan will be in that. I think it's going to be like her mom and her brother, Sabine's mom and Sabine's brother. You know, like you could do that. I don't think they'll put other really cool people that were like part of that team in. If we're going back to Star Wars Rebels, I don't think they'll do. Oh gosh, who was the Concord Dawn Protectorate guy? Fen Rao. I don't think they'll do Fen Rao, but at least not as part of Clan Ren. I think Fen Rao is certainly viable eventually, but so is Pre Vizsla and all of these other awesome Mandalorian characters that can happen. My point is, could we see a new unit type? And I think like a hero unit is, or you know, a multi-person hero unit that's unique would make a really cool unit type that isn't that well represented right now. The reason that might not happen, though, is because you kind of have Counterpart right now. And so I guess they could probably get that same mechanic if they really expanded on how Counterpart works. Because if you wanted to have multiple heroes, you know, that would have been a way to do it. Maybe is like by having, like you have with Rebel Pathfinders, you've got Pow and Bistan. They're uniques, but you can add them. You've got a Death Trooper that's unique. You can add him. It's only the one. So in theory, they could make a Luke Skywalker heavy weapon that goes into, you know, some other unit. Like you can. There's lots of different mechanically ways that they can work that, but the Counterpart doesn't even require an upgrade slot. So Counterpart is actually backwards compatible. So they might not need a hero unit type because they can go with, well, all right, well, let's just make a Leia Counterpart, and she can be Counterpart for either Luke, Han, or Chewie, right, or something like that. You can make a Han Solo Counterpart, and he could be Counterpart to Chewie or Luke or Leia or Lando, and make a Lando Counterpart card that can, like, you can make a whole Counterparts expansion where you can use any mini already from, like, because I'm assuming they're going to do Lando at some point, right? Like, so a whole Counterparts expansion would be a kind of a cool way to do this. And also, could they open the door up for units to have multiple Counterparts? That's a cool way to consider things, but again, you know, adding too many Counterparts could be a little bit broken. But what I like about it is it's a way for you to get lots of heroes on the board at the same time, because there's kind of a firm limit. And, you know, when we had, you know, Han, Leia, and Luke all as commanders, we're like, well, we can't get the gang back together. Well, now you've got a Luke operative, so you can run Han and Chewie and Leia commander, and then Luke operatives. You got Chewie and Luke operatives, you know, but then you can't get R2 and 3PO there with them because you've got all your slots full. But that's still kind of close. But if you do that, there goes all your points. So what if you could make them a little bit less effective by putting them all into one unit? Make it a strong unit, but that could be a whole new hero unit type. And I think it's an option, but it may clutter things up a little bit. I think it's probably, now that's like my wish list. I think it's probably more likely if something like that were to show up further down the line. But I don't know. We can probably speculate about that more. I think that'd probably be a good topic for like a live chat, talk about hero units, because I think there's a lot of people that want you to get the whole Ghost crew back together. And if we've got Sabine, we've had Sabine for a while now, how come we haven't seen anybody else announced? Like, Kanan would be awesome, especially if they're going to do more Jedi and more Sith. I'd love to see a whole wave of nothing but lightsaber wielders, right? You know, get your Darth Maul, get your, you know, Mace Windu, get your Kanan, get your Inquisitors. You know, let's just get lightsaber wielders. Let's get 2 per faction in one wave. Boom, 8 expansions, all lightsaber wielders, go. Like, let's start to flush out the number of heroes we have in this game. But I don't know. We're going to see. Stay tuned. The 11th of February. Let me round this whole thing down now. 11th of February is when the next live chat. It's going to be on Twitch. They will eventually upload it later to YouTube. I will do a recap. I will be talking about it that evening after the live chat is over. And we'll talk about the new units that get announcements. I'm assuming that after they announce with the live chat, you will see probably an official article go live. But if you can manage to get into the live chat, you can probably ask some questions. I can't really come up with questions in advance on some of these units because I don't even know what ones they're going to announce. So we'll see. But they did say it was going to be 4. They could surprise us. There could be some hints as to other stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Big thanks to the patrons on Patreon. You guys are amazing. I've got more of the Patreon exclusive giveaway winners going to be announced this week, and there's still that Legion core set that was unclaimed from 12 Months of Life Day. That'll be going up closer to the end of the month, so stay tuned for that as well, and more. There's always going to be Patreon exclusive giveaways, just giveaways here too. There's giveaways all the time, and we got a lot more promos and other cool things to give away, so stay tuned for that. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.